Hey guys, welcome back. It's July 25th, 2017, of course. And I'm trying to finish up my codices. And I'm working on the British Hussars. And last night I went and saw Dunkirk here in the States. And for some reason, that movie really bothered me. I don't know why, but it did. It got to me. Um, Talk about the movie for a minute here. The way the movie started out was on the beaches, and the British and the French were trapped on Dunkirk. And the movie was okay. I mean, it wasn't, at least from what I could see, it wasn't CGI. They had probably three Spitfires, a couple of, maybe one Stuka, and of course they had the civilian trawlers and fishing boats and yachts, and they had a few destroyers. Um, all in all, it was an okay movie. Um, I'm used to seeing a lot of stuff in history where Dunkirk, the beaches were full. I mean, you had anywhere from 400,000, 500,000 men trapped on Dunkirk. The British Expeditionary Force, and then the remaining French. And the movie opens up with a squad of British Tommies making their way through town, and they end up getting assaulted by some enemy. They don't even say German; they say enemy. So it was interesting how they said that. So there's probably about maybe 1,000 extras on the beach, maybe a few boats, a couple of big ships, destroyers, a hospital ship, and the like. And for, I mean, the every time the guys get off the beach, the boat would be torpedoed, or it would be bombed by Stukas. So, and then the guys in the water burning with oil, get crushed by ships, and you know that kind of thing, drowning in the holds down below. They locked the door. They closed the bulkhead doors and hatches. I'm sorry. So they closed the bulkhead hatches, and they trapped the people in there. And then there's these, the Red Cross girls are down there, and they're handing out tea and jelly and biscuits and whatever. And it got to me. I come out, and now usually when I go to the cinema, theater, whatever, movies, I have my wife with me and I have my son with me, and we watch. But this time the old lady was home doing some cleaning, and my son wanted to go see a Japanese movie that has to do with Spirit Away or whatever it is. But I got my girls that movie and Alex that movie, and they were little kids. So I was in the theater by myself, and it was a pretty mixed group of people there. There were young kids, believe it or not. There were like 18, 19-year-olds there. Of course, there were, a couple old bastards like myself, and a few guys a little bit older. And it was really strange being in the theater. without my wife and kids, and I felt alone, which most of the movie, these guys were trying to get home, and they felt abandoned. And a few Spitfires came in to help, and they only had 15 to 20 minutes of fuel over Dunkirk, so they really couldn't do much. Now, I know that the RAF and High Command wanted to save the planes because they knew that once France fell, that England would be next. So they wanted to save as much of the air power and sea power as they could because they knew that it was coming, which I didn't make sense to me. I'd rather get my troops off the beach, spend the material trying to save my guys, than sacrificing them. But hey, what do I know? So the movie itself, it was okay. It wasn't I don't think it's going to be a blockbuster. I mean, I think the best parts of the movie ended up being the trailers. And authentic equipment was pretty cool, but it wasn't enough of it. And it almost looked like a day at the beach. It was really strange. Not enough extras on the beach. And it just looked like the beach was totally empty. That the evacuation was either just beginning. Yeah, I would say just beginning because there wasn't much equipment on the beach, and it was just very strange. I like the fact that they used a Messerschmitt, a Stuka, a couple of Spits, and the uniforms were okay. I can remember reading a book, was it Dunkirk, about Dunkirk, and I read it when I was real young, and it always amazed me how the English people got together and went and saved their own guys. And that always got to me. So maybe being alone and just not focusing on the accuracy of the amount of people there and trying to get off the beach, and how they made the lorries into gangways and piers. So, I mean, it still bothers me. I can still feel it. It's really weird. And all the crap that those guys went through. The Brits and the French, the Belgian, the Dutch, in World War II, and our grandfathers fighting for survival of our way of life. And when I got out, I was talking to my son about it, and he asked me how come it bothered me so much. Usually, I can handle it. It's not a big deal, but it really got to me. And I think basically was the sacrifices that these people made to ensure our freedom and our ability to live, to prosper, to be happy, is being thrown away. And I think that's the sacrifice that these people made. Should not be in vain. So it just got to me. All in all, I thought the movie was okay. I I did enjoy it. Seeing the Spits was very, very cool. Um, I guess, hey, that's combat. That's war. I mean, if you ever folded a flag for your buddy, that kind of thing. So I don't want to get so down, but it's all right. It was a good movie. It makes me want to think of. I mean, there was a long time ago when I was a kid. There was another movie, and I forget who starred in it, but I think it's from the French point of view, and it's about Dunkirk. And I wonder if it's the French way of spelling Dunkirk. I don't know whether I'm pronouncing it right, Dunkirk. So, but yeah, just my thoughts on that. I got a new book. This one here, Grouchy's Waterloo, third volume in Andrew Field's acclaimed four-volume account of Waterloo campaign from the French perspective. It focuses on the battles of Lanay and Wavre. Reconsiders the controversial role played by Marshal Grouchy and his contingent of the French army. Analyzes that's spelled wrong. Analyzes Napoleon's performance in Grouchy's and the extent to which their subordinates were to blame. Fascinating insight into Napoleon and the other French commanders. In this third volume of his four-volume history exploring the French perspective of the Waterloo campaign, Andrew Field concentrates on an often neglected aspect of Napoleon's final offensive, the French victory over the Prussians at Lanay, and Marshal Grouchy's pursuit of the Prussians in the Battle of Wavre. The story of this side of the campaign is as full of controversy and interest as the battles of Quatre Bras and Waterloo, which he has examined in such a penetrating and original way in his previous studies. Lanay was not the decisive battle Napoleon hoped it would be. Grouchy's pursuit the morning after the battle was misdirected, and famously, he failed to march to the sound of the guns at Waterloo and prevent the decisive intervention of the Prussians. Yet then, on hearing the news of the disaster, he safely extracted his army. Napoleon in his memoirs accused Grouchy, like Marshal Ney, of a series of failures in command that led to the French defeat, and many subsequent historians have taken the same line. There is one of the long-standing controversies that Andrew Field explores in fascinating detail. Grouchy's extensive description of his operations forms the backbone of the narrative, supplemented by other French sources. As Andrew Field picks his way through the conflicting testimony, he gives us a valuable view and new insight into French view of their defeat and the bitter controversy that followed. Andrew W. Field, MBE, is a former British Army officer who travels around the world and have given him a unique opportunity to explore battlefields from ancient history to present time. He has always harbored a fascination for the Napoleonic Wars, and particularly he reassesses Napoleon's campaigns in 1814 and 1815, and has carried out extensive research into Wellington's battle in the Peninsula. His books include Talavera, Wellington's first victory in Spain, Waterloo, the French perspective, and Prelude to Waterloo, Quatre Bras. Waterloo, the French perspective. Do I even have that book? I'm not sure. I have to go to my. I thought I did for some reason. Well. So this is a reader. Got a few pictures here and there, I think. The players. That's pretty cool. La femme de la hunt. Mil. The femme de bat. En basse. The femme at Wolhane. The Dial River. It's going to be interesting because I haven't really read anything about Grouchy's side of the Waterloo issue campaign. So this should be an interesting book to read. All right. So I guess that's it for the update. I'm working on the 10th Hussars here, and I'm working on my Cuirassiers. Almost got them done. Then of course, you know, I'm still working on the 95th and the King's German Legion here. I think my next project is going to be a 28 millimeter. It's going to be the Bell Alliance, and it's the woodcut building. So we'll see how that works out. This is going to be my first foray into putting together a wooden building. So I'll end up maybe going to get some Gorilla Glue or something like that, and I'm going to put this together first before I touch the La Saint in 28 millimeter. Just so if I screw up on one little farm building, La Belle Alliance. So, and this is made by Sarissa Precision Limited. Designed by March Attack, Old Europe. Copyright Sarissa Precision Limited Designs, manufactured in the United Kingdom. Unit 4, Thorpes Road Industrial Estate, Derbyshire. Alright guys, so